CGP.
Cleveland Gaming Podcast.
Video games, culture, anime, toys, pinball, tabletop.
CGP.
Cleveland
Gaming Podcast.
Here we go.
CGP.
This is the Cleveland Gaming Podcast.
CGP.
Time to press start.
What's up, fellow nerds, gamers, and everyone in between? You are listening to the Cleveland Gaming Podcast, and if you hear that background music, that means that this is future Corey here. Still the program director, MC of the main stage of the Cleveland Gaming Classic, but future Corey, well, he's going to be driving this episode here today because, well, when we recorded this podcast, I was out of town and out of my house, and so my audio rig was acting up a little funny. If anyone has ever traveled out of town and you expect everything to work the way that you intended it to, well, this is a lesson in humility. Because, well, you're going to hear at different parts in this episode that my audio line was pretty bad. But I'm going to drive this episode here in studio, in the editing bay, because I want to give you not only an amazing scoop of something brand new at the Cleveland Gaming Classic, but also I want to give you the pure and amazing insights of two very important special guests that we have at our show, who are going to be telling you a little bit about a special show that they have running themselves, and of course, announce something big coming to CGC. But before we get into that, well, I still want to introduce all of our main members of the cast of this podcast episode. Of course, he's number one on the leaderboard. He's the man with the plan, and I gotta tell you, he's looking shiny and bright today. That's Mr. Tom Jenkins. Sir, you feel like you are radiating something fierce.
Yeah, I got some good lighting here today in the studio.
Very nice.
Very shiny. Thanks, Corey. You're the best.
With a bald joke.
Yeah, it's strong.
Well, dear listeners, we were a bit rusty in the previous episode and totally forgot to make that ball joke. Don't worry, I made up for it right at the top of this episode. But back again for perhaps the shortest amount of time between episodes, well, it's Dan Ladlow, player 2. Dan, you feeling a bit of whiplash right now, being right back in the mix of it?
You know what? My neck hurts a little bit. I'm used to the first episode and the last episode of every podcast season, but this is, I don't even know where to put my mind right now.
Well, Dan, I think we can confidently say that you need to have your head in the game, because it's not just this podcast game that you're playing. Folks, we're playing the game of games. Because it's not just Tom and Dan, but another team that's joining us here in studio. First off, we're going to introduce one of the members of that other team. Well, this guy is a magnanimous man, someone who will always greet you with a smile and has insight for days and a keen knowledge of sports games to boot. He's been a guest at the Cleveland Gaming Classic for years now, and we're so excited to have him on CGP. It's Mr. Square Pegs Jay Malone. Jay, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. You know, this is going to be my fourth year as a guest at CGC, and I've been wondering, when the hell am I going to be on the podcast? And it's happened today. It's finally happened. You finally made the right choice, Corey.
Well, should we also disclose that you just learned about everything about the show for this year? Because I did owe our next guest a text message back that I promised an hour later, but it only took 2.5 days later. You're welcome.
You didn't say which hour.
That's true. Good. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate your generosity.
To be fair, I did use my context clues and kind of figured, I guess I'm going to the show again this year. So.
Very skilled deduction.
Well, dear listeners, I can tell you that the Cleveland Gaming Classic and podcast are the most organized and also least organized of all the conventions out there, and I only speak from personal experience. But I can tell you there's another person that walks in that eclectic shadow, and that, of course, is Jay's Ride or Die with the amazing Game Dad show. That's Chris Carlson. Chris, I can also say very confidently, I've never met someone so excited to be hit with a t-shirt cannon before. Has your chest and heart fully healed from that experience 2 years ago?
Well, thanks to you, there will always be a hole near my heart.
Unexpectedly macabre from Chris, I gotta say. Wow.
I have healed. Pro tip: if somebody's launching a cannon at your chest, don't have a microphone sitting there. That caused a little more pain than expected. But the cannon was fine, and I can't wait for it again.
How far away was this cannon at the time?
10 feet?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's enough for a breakout room, Corey.
I mean, the first one was way far, and it like unfurled, and we're like, wait, what happened? He broke wind towards me.
Well, Chris, it's hard to admit, but sometimes men of my age, well, sometimes you have a failure to launch, Chris.
Oh, gosh.
Careful, Tom, your head's blushing.
No.
This is a milestone, folks, when a guest comes on the podcast unprompted and dunks on Tom for being bald. You can tell, folks, this is going to be a show. But before we dive even deeper, a few bits of housekeeping and upkeeping. This show is brought to you by all of you, so hey, thanks for listening. Like, share, subscribe, do all the social media catchwords. And hey, I know right now, you're probably listening to this while you're at work. I want you to just take a quick pause and do a little shoulder nudge to the person working next to you. Be like, hey, what you doing September 11th through the 13th? And they're going to be like, nothing, I don't know, what do you got going on? And you're going to say, well, I'm going to the Cleveland Gaming Classic. You should go. Bro dates, girls' night out, whatever it might be, mark off those dates and have a great time. Because the show is celebrated great when you have a partner, a group, a bunch of people with you. So go out there, get those tickets at GameCleveland.com, and come on down to the Huntington Convention Center. And that is this year, downtown Cleveland. It's going to be a great time, and this episode is going to prove to you on multiple axi why.
Just so you know, I just text Jay and I let him know about the show.
I gotta say, that is dedication to the craft. Tom, I'm sure you just did the same thing for Dan, right?
Awkward.
Indeed.
Wow. I'll let you know.
Tom doesn't do
I
anything
don't ever
for me.
respond to texts.
You were supposed to call me back yesterday. You're like, yeah,
Oh,
call
call
me
you.
back.
Never
Oh, he does it to you too? I thought that was our thing.
No,
Thanks,
it's everybody's thing. My wife's like, you have 314 unread text messages. Yeah.
My anxiety could never.
Same, Chris.
Nope. If I have one, I'm like, oh my God, I missed one.
No.
I hate text messages. I'm right there with Tom.
I can't stand badges.
She'll, in the car, on the whatever the car play is, she looks at it and she's like, oh my God. Like, what is that number?
With it, it won't be so bad.
Can't.
Well, friends, after listening to all of that, I think we can confidently agree that there are two different kinds of people in this day and age. Those who fear the little red circle of death, and those who embrace it. But one thing that unites us all together is that we're all gamers. So let's start this episode the way that we do with all of them, and that is asking the question, what are you playing right now? And Dan, earlier today, you looked me in the eye and said that you were so very excited to share what you are playing now, that you had an update. Did you finally get off the mute that Tom and I put you on to be able to ascertain solutions to your own problems?
Well, it wasn't you guys made it longer than what it was, but the answer is yes. To be short, I did, despite the argument that, no, you need a PlayStation Plus subscription to play Diablo 4, I did it anyway.
How's Diablo 4, by the way?
Diablo 4 is grounded, I'd say.
Too grounded.
Okay. But
Wow.
no, I did it, and I'm in Act 2 right now without a PlayStation Plus subscription, and it's fine. I don't feel like I'm missing anything. I'm slaying it. I don't need a group of people. But I'm loving it.
Class, what'd you pick?
Necromancer.
Oh, nice.
I
Solid.
picked the Necromancer. And then I'm wondering if that's the most powerful class because I'm just
Resurrecting
annihilating
Skeleton.
everybody. I had to up the difficulty.
Nice.
Barbarian for life, buddy. Sorry.
Smash, smash, smash.
That's right, baby. I always get to smash.
I think what we learned, folks, is that real barbarians smash hard and they smash fast. Am I right?
Yeah, boy.
He gets it, y'all. He gets it. Chris, what kind of games are you playing?
Right now, couple of different things. I'm gonna get a little sappy on one of them. But my two main games, I play a ton of Palia, and they just launched a new update, so they actually have more story now because it's still in beta. But I've been playing that, and then also Pocopia. But the one I'm gonna get a little sappy on, we took all the kids to go see the new Mario movie, And then immediately afterwards, my 4-year-old, almost 5-year-old son, Dad, can we play the Mario Galaxy game? And it's just like, I have it on Wii. I don't want to do that. And it's like, okay, I went and bought it on Switch every single day except this one because the podcast ruined it, so we couldn't do it tonight. Wow.
What can I say? Classic future Corey ruining everything.
Yeah, we have been going in getting at least a couple of stars in Mario Galaxy every single night. And my wife sent me a video the other day that was like... because it was him telling her about how excited he has been playing it and how I am his video game buddy.
Well, Future Corey can confidently say that's the most wholesome thing that happens all episode long, and I can also confidently say, like a good Midwesterner, I feel the right amount of guilt.
He will remember that forever.
Or at least until he forgets.
Until the new game comes out.
There you go. Yeah. He keeps asking, do you think they'll make a Mario Galaxy 4? And I'm like, well, I don't know, buddy. They'd have to make a 3 first.
Yeah. You know, Chris, I think your kid speaks to the heart of a lot of gaming people out there, because we've been waiting for more sequels to the Galaxy franchise almost as long as we've been waiting for GTA 6. And I definitely got to say, I nailed that whole line the first time on the podcast. Dear listener, I did not. That was a pretty big fumble. It's actually a nice hindsight being Future Corey, being able to fix my boo-boos, but trust me, I was not as smooth during the actual record. Anyway, let's swing it over to Jay to hear what he has been playing.
I have picked Ghost of Yote back up. I played it and put about 65 hours into it and just had to stop playing for a little while because I kind of got burnt out on it, but I picked it back up last week. And then kind of my eternal game is NHL 95.
I didn't know you played NHL 95. Why?
Oh, dude.
Sega?
95 over 94? What's the difference?
Yeah, 94 was my favorite.
I just like 95 better. There's not really enough of a difference to really... It's just a personal preference thing.
They're both on the Sega Genesis?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
I think we can all agree NHL 95 on the Super Nintendo was the good one, though.
I know you can shut your whore mouth. No.
On the Sega Genesis was far superior to...
Definitely. Well, the audio was better on Super Nintendo, but I digress.
After that whole you shut your whore mouth comment here live on air, well, let's just say I'm glad I started this episode by prefacing 18+. Tom, what are you playing?
All right, so I've been shooting all these YouTube shorts for our channel, and I actually am playing them on the NES to shoot them. And I committed myself yesterday to playing Back to the Future on the NES. And I wanted to beat the whole game, which I did in probably 25 minutes.
You beat the whole game?
The whole game. 25 minutes.
So you're a cheater. Got it.
It's impossible.
No, I didn't cheat at all. Played it straight up.
It's one of the hardest games of all time.
I crushed it. The hardest level... The pie level, which is at the first one at the counter, is pretty difficult. The catching the hearts with Lorraine isn't bad. The guitar part was super easy. And then getting to 88 miles per hour is pretty easy as well. I played it straight up NES, no Game Genie, no nothing. 25 minutes, sat down, shot it. Felt great afterwards.
I've never even seen past the malt shop. I don't even know what the game looks like after
Yeah, then
that.
you catch hearts from Lorraine. You got to block them, I guess. And then
I was going to say, that'd be really weird.
Yeah, they play the guitar, and then you take the DeLorean up to 88 miles per hour. So that's what I was playing outside of Balatro, which, I always play. So that's what I'm playing. So what about you, Corey? What are you playing right now?
Future Corey, gotta give props to Tom, hitting his cues.
Still doing it. I'm like 5 for 5, I feel like.
If I may channel our younger demographic, I would say your 5 for 5 is, in fact, no cap. Oh my gosh, dear listeners, I am so old. But... we are playing some new games. For example, Tom and I actually went to a local store recently, and we played the new Stern Pokemon Pinball Machine. I mean, we are doing a Pokemon theme this year. We had to do some of our research ahead of time.
Good, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's really good.
And the other game that I've been picking up again recently, and I gotta owe all credit to Mr. Dan Lallo, is I've decided to take another run at Elden Ring. The first time I just went literally 20 hours without even trying the blocking mechanic. And then I kind of realized, I think that's kind of part of the game that I need to take on, especially with the way that I tend to play games. So we're having a good time. We're back at the Academy of Ray Lucario, but we'll see how far we get. However, I think the larger point of all of this is when it comes to playing games, we have to take the opinions of our peers and our contemporaries. And I think when it comes to Jay and Chris, well, that's a big part of their branding as content creators, as community members of the video game sphere, and of course, cultivating an audience, which we'll get to in just a bit, especially with a certain show that's cultivating its own brand of video game fun. But let's first go to the origin story. Something hopefully not as dark and brooding as Bruce Wayne's, but still, how does one get into a new content creator? Well, let's find out by first going to Chris and tell us where the Game Dad show came from.
Well, my parents got married in... No.
To speak truth, dear listeners, for Chris's brand, I think there could be no better early response to that query than that one. Tip of the hat, sir. Stay authentic.
See here, my origin for Game Dad, origins of Game Dad were, as no surprise probably to you, I like to talk a lot, like a lot, and I'll talk to anyone, literally anyone. Random old people on trains on the way to Minneapolis, even. But
I know that train. It's a good train.
Yeah, it is a good train. And come to find out that when you keep telling people random facts about video games and about the things in your collection and all that stuff, they start to get sick of it over time. I had no idea. My wife didn't care for constantly hearing about all of it either. And she was the first one to suggest, kind of in a nice, loving wife way, like, go tell someone who cares. And at the time, I also owned a martial arts school. And my students, yeah, by the way, yeah, I got no problem with the plank. You're going down, Dan.
Gotta say, based on that, Tom and Dan, later on this episode, I think they're gonna see they're pretty screwed.
Yeah, that's why I agreed to that.
With some challenge.
Yeah, I've been going now for whatever 26 minus 99 is. That's how many years. But
27?
It's been 27 years?
Physical challenges Chris is gonna excel at, but those mental ones, goo.
Holy crap. Okay, my training can, for a couple years now, apparently rent a car. In talking with my students, they would always want video game facts, but then they started getting bored with it, and they're like, why don't you just make like a YouTube channel? And I'm just like, what? Like, why would I do that? And the look you get from some of the more senior students are just like, so that you shut the hell up. Like, we're done. Go there, we'll sub. We're not gonna watch. We'll sub though. So I did it. I made a YouTube channel, and at the time, getting the wife's blessing, because of course it was going to take up time and everything. Her biggest thing wasn't that, make the content good or anything like that. It was just like, can you please just make sure you don't have really shitty lighting? I see so many videos with really shitty lighting. And she's like, just have good lights. And I was like, yes, dear.
Yeah, Chris passed the wisdom check there.
I went on Amazon and I bought what I thought at the time were good lights. Got the really cool softbox set for like $50, baby.
Hey, big spender.
I didn't really know what to talk about. My first couple of videos, I left them up on the channel. Like, if you sort by date, you can go see. I think it was a vlog of me talking about when Shadow of the Tomb Raider was coming out. And I am so uncharacteristically quiet in that video. I'm just kind of like, yeah, so I really like the Tomb Raider games and stuff. And basically,
they probably could kill it now. You can use it as like an ASMR video, Chris.
It wasn't ASMR. It was just like, if no one hears me, it's okay. And now I just don't care. Yeah, started with that and just going through the collection. I did what really grew the channel in the beginning was just a crap ton of videos showcasing everything in the collection. So there's a ton of collection videos on there. It goes, most collections are multi-part videos going through everything, and it's like little 10 to 20 second mini reviews of each game as I'm going through. And me like going like this and like, ooh, here's the case, and just me like voiceover over it. And then I got a turntable and it spun them, and I was like, I'm so good at this. And then I started getting more into. I tried game reviews. I'm horrible at them, at doing game reviews. But like Jay, he's amazing at game reviews. I am terrible at them, but. I started doing more tech and hardware stuff, so it's like, yes, game dad and lots of game related things, but it's also become much more of a tech and repair and modding channel over the years. Like, I even thought about rebranding and dropping the game dad and just being me, and I was just like, man, but I already got like stickers and shit like that, so
yeah. Future Corey back here, and upon reflection, a branding change. I mean, having to get all those new stickers, having to remake all the things on Canva, or maybe if you're classy, the Adobe suite. It's a lot of work, so Chris, I respect it, but I gotta tell you, we love the boldness. But there's another half to this duo, and that's, of course, the good man, Jay Malone. Jay, can you tell us, when was it that the square peg went in the square hole? I.e., how did it all begin?
Probably, oh geez. So I started my channel in 2019, and when I started it, it was kind of an exercise for me to work on some social anxiety issues.
Oh, wow.
Because my wife and I had actually gone to a shop at Christmas time. I had a panic attack at the shop. And I discovered I have anxiety. Super fun. And I figured somehow my brain convinced myself if I can talk to a camera, I can talk to a person. And if you look at my early videos, kind of like Chris, I look like I'm proof of life in a hostage negotiation. Just very wide-eyed, staring at the camera, talking like, no, and it was a really good game, and I had a lot of fun, and it was really good. And
but was it good?
It was really good. So for like the first month, I think I did 3 videos, and then I promptly put it on the shelf. I was like, I'm never gonna do this again. It was fun. I don't need to worry about it ever again. And then a little pandemic happened. Couldn't leave the house anymore, and I was actually in a group chat with Chris and some other YouTubers, and they, just them talking about their videos, and their work kind of encouraged me to go forward with making more stuff. And it took me a while to find my voice and figure out what I wanted to talk about, but I kind of lean on, my background working in games. I worked at EA for about 10 years, shipped about 30 titles. So I can lean on that and kind of talk about stuff from that regard. And it's fun to be able to talk about stuff that I enjoy. Like, I talk about sports games a lot, which a lot of retro YouTubers don't talk about. Sports and RPGs. That's kind of my shtick. Those are the things I talk about. But it just once I figured out what voice I needed to have and to kind of be myself in my videos, that is when the square peg went into the square hole, and I kind of hit the ground running from there.
First off, we got to give Jay some props for bringing it back to the metaphor where I started that question line on. That's a good heads up play right there. But I also really kind of attached myself to the same journey that Jay had to take to find his voice, whether it is creating content, a convention, maybe even it's just a writing exercise. Finding one's voice is a discovery and a journey unto itself. It doesn't end. It constantly reinvents itself. And I don't know, what do you think, Tom? This kind of sounds a lot like CGC, don't you think?
Yeah, I feel like the part that resonates with me the most is not to buy new stickers. So I can feel Chris on that. So if we ever change our branding, you've got my commitment that I'll reuse those stickers. So, which we still do.
I know a guy who can make them.
Yeah, I know a sticker guy. No, but yeah, I mean, that's how the whole thing started, right? I mean, it started as Tecmo and guys playing Tecmo Bowl and Tecmo Jam and CGC and everything, right? I mean, even to the stuff you're doing with tabletop. So yes, in all seriousness, yes. But we still have old branded stickers we need to part ways with.
Oh, Tom, you never fail to stay consistent, good sir. But let's kind of talk about something that consistently brings all of us together, Tom, Dan, Chris, Jay. We're all convention people. Whether it's video game conventions, fandom conventions, things in between, We've all seen and been to a lot of cons, so since we're all gathered here, we have this unique moment where we can speak to something that we all love. Maybe we can figure out what's in the secret sauce that can make a convention successful. Consider it almost like market research. So first, let's hear from Jay and see what his thoughts are on the things that bring a convention together to make it something truly special.
It's real easy for me to look at something that is just a massive vendor hall, where it's just we have hundreds of tables of vendors. That's great, but after a lap and you're just spending money, it kind of takes the soul out of it. It's just like going to the grocery store. It's just, hey, they happen to have the stuff I'm interested in, only the stuff I'm interested in. The thing that really makes a show sing to me and makes something really important and makes me want to go back to it is the sense of community and the sense of support that comes from it. Like, one of the things that struck me specifically about CGC, and the reason that I wanted to come back immediately after my first time at the show, was my first experience was walking into the show the night before during preview night and getting set up at my table, and there being someone walking around and giving like granola bars and water to guests and to vendors, and I was like, oh my god, like that attention to detail, that like we care. I was like, no matter what, this show is going to have my support, because it's such a common sense thing that I never see any other show do. And then the constant kind of like cycling of people coming and checking on guests that CGC does, and just the idea of it's a celebration of community and the hobby and everything that goes into it, and everyone's welcome. Like that's the thing that's important. It's not just hardcore gamers. It's not just we're here to buy expensive games. It's, if you want to play video games, great. If you want to do some tabletop stuff, come on down. Like Crokinole, we discovered that at a show. My wife and I discovered it at a show, and then going to other shows and seeing it there, it's like, this is amazing. We have 2 Crokinole boards now. I don't know what that game was 4 years ago, but
cool.
We play it all the time at our place now. So it's stuff like that, like being open to new experiences, having shows have those new experiences for you to take part in, is awesome. And that's what I look for. Something that's just a community that's coming together.
Yeah, while we have a second, shout out to Brown Castle Games for bringing Crokinole to CGC. What a cool discovery. Something that people can come up, play, discover this brand new tabletop game. Really, really cool. And when it came to the granola bars and the waters, gotta say I got in a little bit of trouble for that one. It was quite a bit of work to make happen at the IX Center. Tom, just express it for me.
Oh my gosh, an ungodly amount. But that does make a difference. And we always try to think of things like that. It's cool you even bring that up, Jay, because we genuinely try to think of things like that to elevate the experience for attendees, for guests, for people that are like, oh my gosh, they like the retro rooms are always the people, the example people think of, like, oh, they did this, and there's this little Easter egg of, I mean, Kathleen could tell you if she was here, like going out and getting the Garfield phone and the clock.
I don't know what it is, dear listeners, but people go crazy over the Garfield paraphernalia.
It's just those things, because you're right. I mean, we've talked about this, and I could talk about it ad nauseum, because that's exactly why I'm going to say my original vision for the show was that, because I didn't want it to be just what I never liked about going to shows in the past was exactly what you said. It's like you go, you buy things, you go home.
Yep.
And then you're missing the whole experience of what brought us there together was playing games with each other and hanging out with each other and doing these things in person. And yes, we're all collectors. Obviously, we do our own things. That's kind of what drives a lot of the passion behind a lot of things we do. But we wanted to keep people there to keep playing games and share those memories again. And especially too now, like Chris, you were talking about with your son, right? Like to share those memories with our kids again. And to have them see it through us, I think, is the next journey, right? So that's what keeps it going.
Jay, I think you hit the nail on the head when you were talking about the different aspects of the show. How, it's, if you don't play pinball, that's fine. It's for everybody. Maybe you're only into board games. There's a place for you. Maybe you're only into pinball. There's a place for you. Maybe you're just into Magic the Gathering. There's a place for you. So that was one of the things that I loved about the show, and to your point, Chris, about what you were saying earlier, how you love to talk about games. That was actually the same reason that was my aha moment. You know, when I first went over Tom's house years ago in his basement, where there were other people that loved Nintendo just as much as I did. And I'm like, oh my God, there's my people, and there's more of them out there than I thought. CGC brings all of those people together under one roof.
Yeah.
One of the things that really stuck out to me, and not to blow too much smoke up Tom's ass here, but
I wish I could express to everyone just how much Tom started to perk up at this moment in the recording.
I was really hurried to get this thing going, but I'm fine. I can make this last.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
There's been a huge number of shows I've been to over the last probably 5 years, just going to different conventions. And I can count on one hand, literally, the number of times I've had a showrunner or a program director, so Tom, Corey, you guys coming up to me at my table and saying, hey, how's everything going? Have you noticed anything? Is there anything that we can do to make this better? And listening, like being present and listening and interacting with people. That's a huge thing for me. And like the fact that you guys understand that and you are actively looking to improve even as the show is going on, not just like the post-show survey or anything like that, but in the thick of it, just being like, hey, what do you think about this? Is this something we can tweak? What can we do here to make this a little bit better? And that shows how much you guys care about the product and what you're doing and how much you love the community that you're building. And that's a huge feather in the cap for you guys.
Gosh.
We appreciate that. Yeah. I mean, it's funny. Someone even said to us, I think it was either this year or the year before, someone came up to me and was like, wait, why are you on the show floor? Shouldn't you be like working on something else? I was like, where the hell else would I be? Like, I work all year. We work all year to be here. Like, oh, well, I thought you'd just be like, you know, behind the box office or doing something else or running, you know, doing show management stuff. I'm like, no, I'm out here talking to people, having fun, you know, like this is...
You want to enjoy the show?
Right? Yeah. I mean, and checking in on people and seeing how everything's going and what do you need and what's up, you know, and Corey to get on me and say, hey, Tom, you're on stage in 10 minutes. I need you up there.
Show. I mean, they're looking at you as like the CEO, and the CEO is
we're a small crew. I mean, Corey's working, taking the podcast in the storage room tonight.
And we've arrived to the reason why I'm doing a lot of future Corey VOs. Love that storage closet. Apparently not very good for audio tracks in post-production. Weird. Regardless, we were back on that question of what is the secret sauce of a convention. And, well, we know the guy likes to talk. So, Chris, why don't you share what it is that you think makes a show so very special?
So, Jay stole all the good ones. Yeah. It's everything Jay said, so copy all that. But also not to continuously, do things to Tom's derriere. I'll mention a different convention then, because like Jay said, he can count on one hand. I can count on two fingers. There are two conventions that I have ever been to, and they are legit my favorite conventions. One is yours, and the other one is the Utah Retro Game Expo. I don't know if you guys have ever made it out there.
No, please pray tell.
Yeah, that one, it's run by Tracy Charlton and his whole family. So they're in Layton, Utah. And it's not a massive con or anything like that. It's not like, one little side room convention, anything of that nature. It's got good size to it. He's been doing it for a long time now. Other than with you guys, I have never felt more seen and taken care of at a convention than with that convention. Anyone who has ever gone to it will always tell you, dude, you have got to go to this convention. We've been trying to get Jay to go to this convention for like 3 years. And it is so good. I'm going back there again. This is going to be my third or fourth year going there.
Wow.
And it is so, it's just, you feel like you're one of the family when you're there. And it's like, hey, how are things going? if there has ever been an issue, not saying there's issues with CGC, of course, but
I know Tom and I are not going to sit here and claim we're perfect, but we can claim that we always keep trying.
All right, it's fine.
If they existed and we happen to bring them up at all, you're just like, yeah, no, that sucked. We're taking care of this. And it's the same kind of thing. When you go out to that one, like this past year, I mean, Tom may need to step it up a little bit because Tracy had us all over for a barbecue. They had ribs
totally
there, and they actually shared their ribs, Tom. Just saying.
I would be all over that.
You really should do that. That's an amazing idea.
But that's just how they are. And it was every morning, all of the guests had homemade, like, fresh zucchini bread. It's those little things, but they add up. It's the memorable thing. It's like any show you go to, yeah, there was cool games there. Yeah, every show has cool games. That's a show. With you guys, you tend to have like a really large arcade, and it's just like that's one of the memorable things about it. But those are the big memorable things. The little ones are the ones that really stick with you. And for me, it's knowing that when I go to Utah, I am always going to get banana bread and really good other food. And when I go to you guys', I always know it's just like, dude, if I need a water or something like that, or it's just like, man, I'm like, I need something. I'm feeling peckish. I know that I'll be taken care of. If I need to find Tom running around on a scooter and not letting me use any of the cherry pickers that are in that other center, I know where he is. So, it's just, it's the little things that add up and make the difference. It takes it from being a show to being an experience and an event. Yeah. Anyone can put games on tables. It takes someone special with the forethought to think of, it's like, yeah, but when I go, what do I want? And for something coming up later in the podcast, I won't get into too many details. I will say CGC is where talking about something, like legitimately, your con is where talking about something started.
Well, we've talked about CGC in Utah, and well, I hear there's another show that's happening a little bit north of the Cleveland Gaming Classic. Maybe in a little state known as Michigan, near Kalamazoo. Let's go and take it to Chris and Jay to tell us about a brand new show that they are spearheading.
It is. Yeah, Kalamazoo, August 29th. It's a one-day event. We are starting our own show, basically, and it's through probably 3 years of talking about. It'd be cool if we did this, going to shows and be like, oh, that was really neat, but we could probably do it this way and make it better. And frankly stated, my wife got tired of hearing Chris and I talk about it, and she just said, you guys should just do it.
For her, it's good.
And
and we said yes, ma'am, yes. And the rest is history.
But also, she got hooked, and now she's part of it as well.
Oh, that's great.
And she's our CFO. She handles all the money. She does logistics. She's got nice. She was working on like the floor, the map of the floor today. For like 3.5 hours and getting everything. Great. She's like, we're putting this here, this is how we're doing it. And but it's going to be awesome. So it's like, we're going to have a vendor table. That's vendor tables. That's one of the things. But we're doing, we're borrowing from the shows that we like the most and using those experiences to kind of shape the things that we're going to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
So no, we're stealing from those shows.
You know, Chris, when I got my theater degree, I found that the best artists were also the best thieves because no one knew when you were stealing something. It was a loving interpretation. Besides, we believe that when one show succeeds, we all succeed.
Rising tide lifts all boats.
So, Chris, I gotta say, I couldn't have put it better myself.
We're having a free play area, but we're not doing arcades. We're gonna have a few arcade machines there, just because our space is limited, so we don't really have the ability to bring in a bunch of arcade machines. But we're starting with just kind of like clone consoles, Raspberry Pis, stuff like that. We're going to set those up. Brian from BD Retro Mods, he's going to be running our free play area.
Oh yeah, big shout out to Brian with BD Retro Mods, also winner of our controller draft on the podcast.
He's going to be taking care of that. We're going to have in that same area someone that is a fan of both Chris and I that watches our channels. She and her husband are going to be running our rhythm game section, so we're going to have stuff like Just Dance, Guitar Hero, things like that going the whole time. We're going to have a kids' room separate and walled off, so the kids are in a place that is safe, where it's closed off. with like coloring books and puzzles and arcade games, or not arcade games, but stuff like giant Tetris, giant Kerplunk, stuff like that, where they're going to be able to play that and be in a place where they're not going to get lost, where their parents will know where they're at and they can let them play and get some energy out. Yeah.
Did you get the giant Tetris at Costco? Did you get that one?
Sure did.
Honestly, well played. You can't buy that anywhere except for like Facebook Marketplace for a significant upcharge.
And that thing is so loud. It is.
It
we
is.
have it in our basement, and when the kids play that, I'm like, oh my gosh, can you not play with that right now? It's so loud.
Hate to say it, Tom, but that's a problem that you made yourself.
True. I did.
They didn't
pick
get
that
it on
up.
their own.
I did pick that up, and I used the CGC card for it, so it was a business expense.
We are we're going to have a board game library, so people could check out board games and play that stuff. We're going to have live D&D with kind of like drop-in sessions for people that want to learn how to play the game. Pre-made characters. We have a DM that runs events here in Michigan. She's volunteered to help us out.
Awesome.
So she's going to be a part of things there. Cosplay is going to be happening. We have tournaments being run by Channel 3, which is a social media website that's just for gaming. And they do a lot of stuff like that. They actually run a convention down in Cincinnati. And they're going to be helping us out by doing the tournaments. And then one thing that I am 100% thieving from you, Corey, from last year's CGC, we're having a Taskmaster event where we are going to do, but it's going to be a lot more like the actual show. We have 5 content creators. I am sending them tasks in the mail, complete with the wax seal. There's going to be a prize task at the start and then a live task at the end. And we have our Taskmaster chosen. He's going to be scoring everything. And there will be a trophy. So
I'm going to give Jay his roses here. I think the way that they're doing this Taskmaster is more proper than what we did. We did it more as like an all play so everyone could engage and we could give prizes away. But this show version of it that they're going to do at Michigan, it sounds like a lot of fun. So definitely giving those roses out. Got to give credit where credit's due. I think it's a great interpretation.
It was, and it will be filmed, and it'll be on the Merge channel when it comes out. But yeah, it's something where we started talking about the idea, and basically I was talking to Chris and my wife, and I said, I edit videos. I can just edit an episode, and then we can just have a live audience to watch it, and they can interact with the players and stuff like that. And like the more I thought about it, the more I was like, yeah, no, this is going to happen. This is how we're going to do this, and brainstormed the tasks, put out a bunch of them. Chris and Meredith talked about it, and we all voted on which ones we're going to do, and we're going from there. And the Taskmaster knows nothing in advance. He doesn't even know the contestants.
Are we going to say who the Taskmaster is?
No, because I want it to be a surprise.
Okay.
I feel like Corey's our Taskmaster.
Jeez,
I think
Dan, tell me what you really think. My goodness. Never before has the title of Taskmaster been such a dagger to the heart. We know it's in love, sir. But I gotta say, between the Taskmaster, I think some really good concepting for a show, Kalamazoo has got to be the place to be. Let's get those details of the convention one more time.
It'll be August 29th. It's at the Delta Hotels Marriott Convention Center, or Conference Center. It's right in the heart of Kalamazoo. It's right near the university. We're very excited. We'd love to have folks there. The website is mrgexpo.com. Tickets are available now. You can buy them in advance. It's $5 off from what they'll be at the door. There's also VIP packages. We're going to have an exclusive NES game for Ultra VIPs for the show, and a few other things that I can't remember off the top of my head. Chris, you're the marketing guy. Why don't you tag in here?
So we have that was one of the other things actually about what makes a cool con and cool swag, not just like here's a sticker and a postcard for next year. We wanted really cool swag, and I make all kinds of random things. So it's like, yeah, let's do this, and this. And then Jay's wife is just like, that's expensive. Let's pull this back down a bit. But we're going to have really cool, actual, like, physical, tangible things that are in there, not just random tchotchkes. There will be those, but we'll have other items in our swag bags and stuff as well. And we are doing a lot with 3D printing in regards to some things that are going to be happening at the show. There may or may not be props for a specific area that will be really cool at the show. And
we can talk about that one.
I got permission. Haha, Meredith's not on the call. She can't tell me no. one of our photo ops is going to be a custom designed backdrop to make you feel like you are not only at Merge, but in the world of Mario Kart. And one of the sponsors is actually, they used to be, I don't know if it was just Michigan or like the tri-state area, but they used to be like the top like go-kart people.
They're still the largest go-kart manufacturer in the country.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. See, I just,
Wow.
They're very involved with go-karts. And when we mentioned go-kart to the convention center, they were like,
Can confirm that's a pretty universal response from a convention center.
Yes.
yeah. So as long as there's no oil or gas in the engine, so it'll be
electric only.
pushed, and the wheels are not attached to it, then we're okay. So we are going to have a decked out, because I can do all the vinyl and stuff for it. We're going to have a decked out Mario Kart go-kart there, along with a bunch of 3D printed Super Mario Kart props and all kinds of goodies.
No,
Hey,
that's
somebody was
really
just calling us
unique.
about the convention. I thought we weren't live. Meryl, get it? Yeah, so that will be one of the like big photo ops things that we'll have there, because again, it's all about creating the experiences and not charging for every other extra experience. So
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
all the stuff that Jay mentioned, that is included in price of admission. There is other than buying food and buying whatever the hell you want at the show, there is no extra cost for anything.
Yeah, and that's not up to you. The food and beverage is not within your control. That's a venue.
Yeah.
And that was actually something where we kind of took a little bit of inspiration from you guys as well, talking about the water and the granola bars and stuff like that for setup. One of the things we're offering to our vendors is we have volunteers that are going to operate as runners from concession to their tables.
Perfect.
So
That's a great
when
idea.
when they pay for their tables, they pay $15 extra. That guarantees them a meal, brought to their table, hot meal, prepared by a chef, not just like a burger and fries, but actually something from the menu that's actually decent, so they're able to keep working and not have to worry about leaving their table or shutting down for any amount.
I'm pumped for you guys, honestly, and I have to also give you credit. Number one, I love the name. I thought it was really. I think there's a lot you can do with it, so I give you a lot of credit. I think it's really creative, and when you announced it, I was like, oh, that's a great name, because you can do a lot of like collaborations with that name. Number two, I thought take it for what it's worth. Like, it's just my opinion, but I thought it was great. And then the logo looks incredible too. I love the color, the branding, everything looks stellar.
You know, Tom, now that you're awake, alive, and feeling the vibes of conventions, I gotta say, you're really here. You're really at it. Transformation, man. You went from snapping your fingers and getting this podcast going to now all of a sudden you're like, let's go.
I told you once you're blowing smoke up my ass, I'd let it keep coming. So I was,
No,
fine.
he's ready to go.
With all the CO2 in the air, Tom, it is definitive that you have a full ass full of carbon.
All right, full ass of carbon, complete. Sorry, whatever.
That needs to be a shirt.
I was going to say that needs to be the shirt this year
Full
for the
ass
18 and
of
up
carbon.
event.
It might
It could
just
look like
be.
Tom's bar to go with
Tom's
the
full ass of carbon.
the game on the game of games and all of that, and it'll just be like Tom's full ass of carbon. Like
He's gonna be sitting there like pleased as a plum that's on a stack of like NES cartridges.
he's got to look like Norm from Cheers.
Oh, definitely Norm
It'll
like
be
Cheers.
Tom's full ass of carbon.
Future Corey, in retrospective of the last few minutes of this podcast, I don't know how we got to where we did, but can't go back now. But looking forward, at CGC 2026, we get to continue with some podcast reoccurring themes. And last year we did our bracketology. We voted with our audience and nominations from all of our podcast guests for the best retro game of all time. This year, we're doing a video game character celebrity deathmatch. Deathmatch title, patent pending, or still pending. Either way. So we want to get Jay and Chris's picks for the character they think is going to come out with the W in the death match. First, let's start with Jay. What character do you want to nominate into said death match?
Nathan Drake.
A solid pick, and one I didn't think about entering the tournament. Not a character with, big guns or superpowers, but still very skilled at a lot of things. Why Nathan Drake, Jay?
It might be the gigantic man crush I have on Nolan North. That plays a huge part in it, but it's everything. It's the resourcefulness, it's the humor, it's the gunplay, it's the survivability, it's the nimbleness, like you said. Nate is such an awesome character and has such a deep and just compelling story. Like he's funny, he's sincere, like he's an earnest character in video games, and that doesn't happen terribly often. Like when you get past the bravado, there's a much more compelling character there than just him being a goofball. And I think that's an interesting thing that you don't see terribly often in video games.
I just want to say how impressed I am with how fast Jay came up with that answer.
It's like Jay read the podcast notes ahead of time. Is that
There were notes? Hang on, what?
Well, I guess it's grateful that we put you on second there, Chris. So tell me, who do you want to enter the bracketology this year?
I am going to go with another quite adventurous character. Goes on many, many adventures. Not only on regular ground level stuff, but even in space. But this person counts because they have gotten their game once. They also did a remaster of the game, but they've been in one video game, so it counts as a video game character because he's playable.
Blasto.
That is none other than Captain Toad. How dare you?
Oh, Captain Toad.
Captain Toad.
Captain Toad. He knew where I was going with this.
Captain Toad. Okay.
Captain Toad.
Wow.
He doesn't have to jump. He has a pack that has everything. He doesn't have to fight. Whenever he's ready to go and go toe to toe with someone, he makes them a meal. He catches them off guard. That way the other people can go past.
I don't see Captain Toad getting out of the first round.
How dare you?
Fellow nerds and gamers, shots are already fired in the bracketology challenge. We've got Nathan Drake, we've got Captain Toad, and Spider-Man from our friend Dan Lallo currently in the bracket, but more will be added as the podcast season progresses along. But we have another ongoing narrative this season, and that is the setup for our game challenge. We're getting into the ribbon game at the Cleveland Gaming Classic, and we're going to use our guests on the podcast to help introduce that vibe. And so we've invited both Chris and Jay to have people at the show play a game with them to earn a badge ribbon. So first, let's go to Chris, who uses his background to determine his game challenge.
So if I were to bring something, because one version would be really expensive, we can do the reusable version. Come break a board.
If he's bringing it, that's the easiest yes I've ever had to say.
Like a karate board, are you talking
So
about?
how would that work?
No, sir. Like a martial arts board that can be rebroken. Karate is not the only thing that exists. Thank you.
That's a real big oof right there. You might need some ointment for that burn, Tom.
And considering my art is Korean, I find karate offensive.
Well, listen, I take my son to, well, I guess it is some form of karate. I actually don't know what kind it is, but every week I'm there 2 days a week.
It's ninjutsu.
He just got his orange belt.
Chris,
Yes,
how would
because
that
no
work?
styles have an orange belt.
What would the challenge be? Would it be how many boards?
It'll just be a basic board that they make rebreakables for training and stuff. That way you can test stuff. It'll be a nice, easy one. Maybe I'll have one of the more difficult ones there. But that way, if a beefcake of a man or woman comes up and needs to destroy it, that's fine. I'll see if I still have my rebreakables. If I do, I can bring those. If not, I can always order one. I mean, Tom, you mentioned there was a CGC card. Yeah.
Full disclosure, Chris, if you get to use the CGC card, you have a step above me. I've never been able to use it.
You might do that just for the
actually
memes.
recently, so I don't have one either.
Sorry about that. I meant to give it back to you.
I'll hit up Kathleen. It's fine.
This feels like a slippery slope, so not so subtle transition. Hey, Jay, what would you like to bring?
So I'm going to lean into my love of hockey. I played hockey growing up. It's my favorite sport. I have a small sheet of ice, and I have a portable goal. Best of 3. I'll bring the stick, I'll bring the pucks, I'll bring the goal and the sheet, and whoever gets the most goals wins.
I love
Fun
that.
fact,
That's really good.
Jay used
really
to be
unique.
a goalie, so
I did.
he'll be blocking those shots.
I will not, because I don't have pads anymore, and I'm not crazy.
That's great, Jay. I love that idea.
Sincerely, it truly was. Both Chris and Jay, unique and dynamic beyond just the world of video gaming. Cannot wait. So people at the show, find them, play them in a game, earn a ribbon. But it's not just these games that are at the show. It's not just TCG and arcade pinball. No. there's another game that we are bringing to Huntington this year because we are now HotelCon. That means we need to enter the foray of some different domains. 18 plus domains, which entails with it, well, us going to a tradition that Tom engages in every week. Tom, would you care to enlighten us on a Friday post tradition that you have engaged in for a very long time?
It's been always my tradition. Even when I don't post the It's Always Sunny meme, you guys will text me, and I do read those text messages. It's a high priority every Friday we post that meme. So, yes. No, and I don't read all of them. Sorry.
No, you had Tom's text messages are top priority.
If It's Always Sunny memes, I'm on it. Hence why we're doing this.
Dear listeners, I can definitely confirm that besides It's Always Sunny messages, it's sometimes hard to get a response from Tom. But being that CGC is a celebration of all things gaming, what better way to represent that by playing the game of games? The game that is a combination of all games, and that is from the TV show It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, the game known as Chardee Macdennis. Now, dear listeners, you may be thinking to yourself, are these guys absolutely nuts? Have you seen the episode? Maybe a few of you are asking, what is Chardee Macdennis? The answer to those questions are yes, and if you haven't seen it, watch it now. Please, it's worth it. But long story short, it's a fictional board game made up by the main characters of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, where they basically took all the ideas from other games and combined them into this very strange, weird variant where basically all the chaos combines with very earnest desire to win at all costs, causing, of course, the characters to derail in their own dysfunctional ways. But yeah, our teams here have a lot to expect when it comes to Chardee Macdennis. Now, especially with this being our first foray into the 18 plus programming, we decided we wanted to establish a few things because we want this to be a fun experience where rules are important, but the chaos is at the forefront. So a couple things that we did when we were creating this program. Number one, making custom parts of the game. Custom parts that we all would agree to ahead of time. And we had, let's say, a very quick 30-minute blitz session right before we recorded this podcast episode to go through a bunch of ideas that we can actually put into the game itself. Now, the other thing that we really decided is we wanted to make sure that this was an inclusive experience. Not everybody drinks the way that the gang does on the show, so we actually have our two teams with Diane and Tom doing the drinking thing and Chris and Jay doing the non-alcoholic drinking thing. We're still in arbitration right now about what beverages they are going to be consuming, but expect wine, beer, hard liquor, tequila, maybe Malort if we can convince them. And of course, maybe we do for non-alcoholic milk, clam juice, Beverly, some kind of really gross aperitif. But like the episode itself, there is also a pervading rule in the game, and that is there will be an expected level of cheating and encouraged. But if players are caught, well, they're going to be met with great taunting and shame and perhaps penalties as well. So to the players and, of course, all the observers, you can help us keep them all in check and, of course, make sure they're having fun. Now, we're not going to get too much into the nuance of the game because, quite frankly, the episode didn't really either. So today, we're going to be preparing these four players for their experience at the Cleveland Gaming Classic. This is actually happening when you book tickets to CGC. You're going to be able to experience this show, of course, if you're 18 or older. So first off, we got to get team names for our two teams. Now, this is future Corey speaking here, and I can tell you I have at least 10 11 minutes of outtakes and B-roll as a few of our players had a hard time getting across the finish line. But let's get to the finished product where they finally were able to share their team names.
Do we defer? I feel like it's a bigger play if we defer our name to...
Just for some context, dear listeners, I gave Tom and Dan this script weeks ago and extra minutes of banter during the recording, and they still deferred.
Oh, brother!
We're flipping the script on you guys, and we want to say, you know, our name is too powerful. We're gonna wait and see what Chris and Jay have.
I'm really proud of our name.
Yeah,
Okay.
We want to see what
Oh,
you
so
got.
they didn't come up with anything, but Jay and I did.
Yeah, we're gonna go
Yeah.
on mute for like 30 seconds. So give us a.
Gotta be honest, not a good look for the home team.
No, we're.
Oh no, it's
This
very
is
strong.
intentional. This is intentional.
Ours has a backstory that predates this.
You guys has you have lore tiers. Wow.
We have lore.
We have much lore.
Legitimate lore too, like
We do not have
not
lore.
bullshit lore, like real lore.
Oh god.
Remember the
Go on.
train that I mentioned? That's the origin story.
Thanks
So,
for
our team name is Murder Hornet and Groundhog.
Love it.
That's strong.
Murder Hornet and Crush.
Guess which one is which? I want to see.
My initial thought when I heard it, it sounded like TMNT villains, like Ground Chuck and Warthog.
Chris, you were so proud of saying that. I feel like you're Murder Hornet.
Yeah, Chris is Murder Hornet for sure.
Hi.
Oh, can confirm.
I am the social murder hornet because social butterfly just doesn't quite cut it, and Jay is the social groundhog because that's apt. The stars of the adventures of Murder Hornet and Groundhog.
The way this name came about, Chris and I work together outside of just doing YouTube together, and outside of doing merge together. We actually our 9 to 5s are working together.
Amazing.
And we took the train to Minneapolis, I think 3 years ago now, for our annual company meeting. And I was contented to just chill in the viewer car, read a book, not worry about anything, just relax. Chris can't do that.
No,
Chris does not have the ability to just relax.
Surprised.
How out of character. And he got to chatting to an elderly Japanese woman who I don't think spoke any English.
I carried the conversation.
Oh, yeah. And basically, she at the end, I don't remember exactly how it ended, Chris.
So it was, we were talking and everything. We were all in the observation car because train go woo, and I wanted to see. It was my first train ride. I was ecstatic. And we were talking about how I had already been referred to as a social murder hornet. And it came about that, what would be like the opposite thing that, he was kind of like more of a social groundhog. The way we found out that this very lovely woman didn't speak very well or probably understand anything that this very large, energetic man was yapping at her was she kind of like, Irish goodbye us and was just like, okay, getting up, getting ready to leave. And it was, I'm going to try very hard not to be insensitive and do any accent or anything. But it was very much a thank you and have a nice trip. And then she turned to Jay and good luck, social groundhog. And then she walked away.
She actually said that?
Oh, yes. Yeah. 100%.
He mustered all the English she knew to tell him goodbye.
Wow. Talk about a name that has context and strikes fear into the heart of your opponent's weight. It was Social
Groundhog. Just the adventures of Murder Hornet and Groundhog. It's fine.
Okay.
I want this to be a comic, and Jay just keeps telling me, you do whatever you got to do, man.
Like Jay, it's his dream.
Yeah.
Let him go with it.
It's going to be fantastic. It'll be a manga.
I will license my likeness rights and just live off of the residuals.
Did you get that woman's information? You'd be like, hey, we need you for our origin story here.
God, no.
No, but we will do her justice. Don't worry.
I have no doubt indeed that you will do them justice, or at least die trying. Maybe not death, that's probably a bit dramatic, but you understand the point. The Adventures of Groundhog and Murder Hornet, a team name that also serves as the name of their future manga. But now let's go to Tom and Dan.
Well, we also have some. I'm gonna look both cameras.
You and the camera.
We also have some lore.
Big reveal here.
And our lore goes way back to like yesterday, and I can tell you that it's nearly identical to theirs, except there are no encounters with foreign people.
It's true.
So we are a primal force when it comes to gaming. So the
way Dan was setting that up, I really thought that their name was going to be Primal Force.
Oh no!
We could go with
this. Is the build-up.
I kind of like
it. It'll probably be better than what they're about to say.
With the hindsight of Future Corey, Primal Force may still, in fact, be a better name.
Because I'm gonna hand it off to Tom here in a second. I'm not just gonna give it to you. We gotta
maybe we just take Primal Force.
Dangle that carrot a little bit. So we're a primal force when it comes to gaming. So we thought we would take an animalistic approach that embodies the both of us.
And what better? I can't say this with a straight face.
There's
what
a
better
reason for
animal
that.
than a cat? We picked a cat. How did we end up with a cat? Yeah, it's
just a cat.
No, but it's so it's a cat. When you think of a cat, you think of
You're a couple of. Sorry, go ahead.
Why are you leading with cat? That is not even.
I feel like we should pivot to primal force.
I got it. It's
the animal tomcat.
the animal tomcats.
Bruh. What?
I
Like,
don't-
like
I don't feel good
Danimals?
about it.
Like
Yeah,
the
Dan and
yogurt?
Tom or the Danimal Tomcats. Why did you just say cat?
Because it
Put them down as
like
Primal
cats.
Force, please. It's so much better.
Primal force cats.
Dear listeners, please believe that I made sure they locked into Danimal Tomcats, because just like the Power Glove,
It's so bad.
Listen. Everyone is actually part of my strategy from the beginning was having you think that I'm not a fan of the name. I'm actually a huge fan of the name. I've got a tattoo I'm going to reveal at the show.
We actually have half tattoos. So like,
gonna
if we
say-
stand next to each other,
It'll
then
spell
you can see the complete tattoo.
the animal tomcats. And I can envision our flag already. Sorry, Corey, I'm envisioning the cheetah men standing there, our faces posed, biceps flexing. Behind us, just an apocalypse of everything the Danimal Tomcats have destroyed on the face of this planet Earth because we've conquered every primal force that it's ever walked the face of this earth.
And we're gonna tie it into gaming. I think our bodies will be
Ow.
Bimmy and Jimmy.
Yeah,
from Double Dragon
Bimmy,
3.
Yeah, we'll have the Bimmy and Jimmy.
There'd be our faces on Bimmy and Jimmy.
Ranzu.
I don't know. You guys sound like two bad dudes right now, though. Come on, man.
If you don't have Danimals tattooed across your knuckles,
That's what we should do on our knuckles.
Did you count it out? Will that fit?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I am a.
Well-
Oh.
All right,
Well, right-
Animal Tomcats locked it in.
a lot just happened there, listeners. Let me bring it together. There's a promise of a joint tattoo. There's a promise of a Cheetahman flag, and I think the subtext is there's going to be some good AI slop art to go along with it.
We're on real quick sidebar. Are Danimals the yogurt thing?
They're the yogurt. Yeah, they're like the small kids yogurt
It's
thing.
not the cookies you dip. Didn't Danimal?
No,
That's
Those are Dunkaroos.
Dunkaroos.
Didn't Danimals also have like a Dunkaroo thing too?
I mean, so I heard some old guy say.
yogurt drinks.
All right, we're gonna crush some old 1995 Danimal yogurt.
Dear listeners, I don't know about you, but I don't know if I could think of something more repulsive than eating yogurt from the 90s. But hey, whatever gets the two of them across the finish line, I don't much mind. But the good news, we have our teams. It took a little bit of struggle and strife, but we found them. We've got the adventures of Groundhog and Murder Hornet versus the Danimal Tomcats to see who's going to walk away at CGC with the Chardee Macdennis crown. But we decided to add a little bit more stakes to this episode to see which team would be able to play first at the show proper. So I did a little game with them called How Low Can You Go? I gave the teams a category. They had to give me the worst possible answer, like how low could you go with your answer. Now, I don't know if it was the number of beers that the Danimal Tomcats had prior to the episode recording, or perhaps it was a little bit of confusion on my part. I don't know, but basically I've got some great outtakes for when this podcast becomes popular enough to monetize and, of course, have a Patreon. But we'll save those for later. We did end up, though, getting one good solid question in that both teams had to answer. The lowest possible answer to it would, in fact, be the team that plays first at Chardee Macdennis at the Huntington Convention Center. So, the question on the table for our two teams was a video game character that should be the President of the United States. They had to stoop as low as they possibly could go. Let's see what answers they had.
Hold on, our audio's been cutting in and out here for a second. You have to give us another second here. Too.
What
We're having
happens
some
when you
challenges.
mute the mic?
Yeah.
We're having some technical difficulties over here. Sorry, I gotta give us.
It has a light.
Oh, sorry. I don't know. What do we got?
To the surprise of no one, Tom and Dan, delay.
Look, I led the last one, and you didn't
Use
like
your
it.
use
so
your primal force
you-
instinct.
Look, you agreed with me on the last one, and then you said you hated it. So guess what? You get to choose, and then I'm gonna hate
I
it.
got nothing. I got nothing right now.
Shredder.
Shredder.
Tonight I dine on turtle soup.
In Stooping Low, for a character that is going to be a bad president, we went with Shredder. For the Danimal Tomcats, The Adventures of Groundhog and Murder Hornet. Let's get another answer.
Hubert.
Ooh, Hubert. That's solid.
Hubert.
He has no arms. He could never actually take the oath of office. He could not put his hand on whatever religious text he wanted and swear the oath.
And then during the ceremony, he'd get frustrated and start cussing.
As a good game facilitator, I asked the all-important question.
Would his nostril count as a hand to swear in for the oath of office?
No.
No, because it's a nose. Like
it's a nose.
No, it's a nose.
You make Hubert
It's also
president.
his
The
mouth.
worst he can do.
I said that with much more confidence than I mean. Like, I don't actually know if that's a nose.
Quite frankly, the confidence carries. The point went to The Adventures of Groundhog and Murder Hornet. That means that they are going to be starting Chardee Macdennis at the Cleveland Gaming Classic this year in September. Well, a big thank you to Chris J. and, of course, Dan Lallo for coming along for this ride here. But before we go, let's get one more reminder about the Michigan Retro Gaming Expo.
I'm Jay. You can find me on YouTube. It's at Square Pegs, all one word. I am not the one with Sarah Jessica Parker. Didn't know that show existed when I named my channel. But yeah, find me there, and it's on all socials. If you search Square Pegs, you'll see my ugly mug on it. And as far as Michigan Retro Gaming Expo, August 29th, Kalamazoo, Michigan, Delta Hotels Marriott Conference Center, mrgexpo.com. Tickets are on sale now, $20 in advance, $25 at the door. Chris, over to you.
Hey, that's me. And also, we still have a few vendor spaces left. They are, and not just saying this, they are legit going very quickly. But few of those left, so definitely do that. And unlimited attendance potential. Not really, there are fire codes, but still, sign up. And for me, at Game Dad Show on everything.
Well, Future Corey certainly hopes that you two definitely hit that fire limit. That would be quite a good problem to have.
That would be the best way to advertise for year two. Hey, we hit capacity last year. Don't miss out this year.
Remember when we got shut down because so many of you thought we were awesome? Guess what?
I feel quite confident in saying that it's no guess at the Michigan Retro Gaming Expo is going to be fun. But you know what's also going to be amazing? It's our show, the Cleveland Gaming Classic, so make sure you have those dates marked off. September 11th through the 13th, 2026, Huntington Convention Center. Get your tickets at GameCleveland.com. Link in the bio below. Honestly, we can't wait for you to be at the show and to experience the hot mess express that is sure to be Chardee Macdennis, the game of games.
This is my cue. This is what Corey's giving the pause for. And, Corey, don't worry, I was reaching actually for my copy of Primal Force on my NES collection here. I think it is actually probably a game. It sounds like it would be an NES game. But I'm going to wait to play it, and I think we just hit save on this file for now. What do you think, Corey?
I think that's an excellent idea, and we'll write down the password as well. Thanks, everyone, for joining us for this unconventional episode of the podcast. We do appreciate you hanging in with us with some of that audio challenges we had. But hey, we hope you had a good time. My name is Future Corey.
This is Final Boss Tom.
Player 2, Dan.
And Chris.
And Jay.
And we'll catch y'all on the next episode of the Cleveland Gaming Podcast.
Powering down.